Education is very important. It's like, eating every day to fill your stomach. It helps people become better citizens, get a better paid job, and shows the difference between good and bad. Ganun ka-importante yung education. Hindi lang po pang bata. Education is a continuous process. Teachers nowadays, the goal is to create lifelong learners who will shape a better society. We really need them inside the classroom to become the next generation leaders. I graduated with a degree in business administration with a major in financial management, and I was a financial analyst for 3 years. So I was working and preparing for a board exam both at the same time. I realized that if I want stability and have the sense of purpose, maybe being a teacher was an option, and it was. Actually, it's just been 5 months. I got in the Department of Education last March 18, 2021, and I teach grade 1 students of Kilaman Elementary School. Actually, online learning is not feasible in Kilaman Elementary School because we have zero network service at school. So we utilize by using the modular learning. We do weekly distribution and retrieval of modules. Kilaman Elementary School is one of the schools located in the mountainous areas of Sangay District. It's a small school surrounded by cornfields, a small stream, households. It's pretty much rural, and I think the students are self-aware at a very young age. They speak very maturely, and I remember the first question from them, and it was, when will face-to-face classes resume? And I thought it must have been hard for them, coping and adapting with the pandemic situation. We have 7 classrooms in total, 2 of which still need repair due to the 3 consecutive typhoons that hit Bicol last year. 7 classrooms and 7 teachers, so 1:1 ratio. When I saw the classroom that was meant to me, the first words that came out of my mouth were, what am I gonna do? When I went home, my thoughts were all over the place. But mainly, I kept thinking on, how COVID took away the opportunity of me to teach kids face-to-face. And I think how, cruel it would be if I let the situation of, if I don't have a proper space for learning, not just for the kids, but for me as well. So I decided to rebuild the classroom. The idea came from the project that we did last year called Tindog with Armies. Like I've mentioned, Bicol was hit with 3 consecutive typhoons last year, and that project, Tindog with Armies, was a fundraising event to give aid to the typhoon victims here in Sangay. And it was effective because we hit our goal in less than 2 weeks. So I draw the inspiration of the Help Build a Classroom from that previous project, because what we did with Tindog was to do a paid raffle with our BTS merchandise as well. You got me, I got you. I think I have to mention this first, especially to those who don't know what I'm talking about or what we're talking about. BTS is a 7-member K-pop band that has been topping the charts around the world. And us fans refer to ourselves as ARMY, which stands for Adorable Representative MC for Youth. Yes, it is an acronym. And ARMY is one of the strongest fan bases out there, helping BTS break records and set new ones. And they also help build a classroom. BTS is reminding students to lend a hand to anyone experiencing bullying and help build a nicer world. And in their song, Answer Love Myself, BTS sings this very beautiful line, even all the scars from your mistakes make up your constellation. And that's one of my favorite lyrics from them. I have their albums, DVDs, photo books, photo cards, postcards, ano pa ba, posters, tumblers, mga image flags, keychains, stuffed toys, and apparel, and super dami pang iba. But I'm into photo cards more these days, yung mga nakukuha sa album and DVDs. I also have fan-made goods, pretty worth it to collect them. Actually, last year, I there was a change of the way I collect. Pero last year, parang every release, I made sure na parang I have it, na I just, collect, and buy. But coming into 2021, I realized that there was a change of the way I spend and collect their merchandise. I only collect na lang those merchandise that sparks joy. So if it's something very useful and gusto ko talaga, yun na lang yung binibili ko. May mga bagay na akong pinapalagpas unlike before. Well, I thought of selling my pre-loved clothes, but I thought baka maubusan ako ng damit if I do that. And it was really hard letting them go. I even cried to one of the photo cards because it was a limited collector's item. But I realized naman na, it was for a good cause, and I can repurchase some of them if, I really want to. So I just willingly let them go. And that time kasi parang we have this platform on Twitter that would catch audience easily. Yes, I have a lot of amazing collaborators for the project, and I would really love to mention them. The project was able to get more audience from different parts of the world. Actually, I'm very happy to tell you this. They were the ones who reached out to me saying na, Kate, can we do this? Can we collaborate? So I was really happy when I received their messages saying that they've wanted an input for the Help Build a Classroom project. Kasi ako naman, I think that they've genuinely, and willingly showed effort to launch their own project because they saw the authenticity of the project. So yun, and I felt like they really trusted me, not just the project, they trusted the person behind it. So I was really happy about it. Nothing beats learning done inside the classroom. It's very important for the students because it's the place where they can reach their fullest potential, when they have a space for education, a space where they can be themselves, a space for fun learning, a space where they can build their dreams, make mistakes, and learn from them, a space where they can be whoever they want to be. So the project launch was March 28, 2021, and we started the groundbreaking last April 22, 2021. I had around 33,000 pesos on hand that time, and I think it was good enough for the construction to start because I was thinking if people see the progress, it would be reassuring that indeed the project is genuine, that it is legit, hindi siya scam. So that happened, and then the flow was I will post daily updates, construction and number progress, then we'll boost the call for donation and for the paid raffle, and it continued like that. Ganun lang yung naging flow nung everyday journey ng project, and then we finished the construction after 45 days, and it was a total of a 3-month journey with all the people who supported, cared, and showed support for the project. And we collected a total amount of 293,005 pesos and 72 cents in a span of 3 months. So I was really happy that we were able to pull that kind of amount because it was able to really help build the classroom. And as to realization, I think the BTS Army is more than just a fandom. We're family. I'm in awe of what we have accomplished so far, and will be forever in awe by the fact that we can do so much more, not just for BTS, but for the community as well. It's very purple. It has a sink and a restroom, tables, display boards, cabinets, and I will fill them as I go. But it's very much more functional now compared to before, and I think it can cater around to 20 students. It's actually has been my mantra, my life mantra, to keep going. I know it's easier said than done given the situation we're in. I know how it's harder for the kids to get access to good education, but we're here for you. We're doing our best, so just keep going. We'll be with you along the way, and actually in Bicol we say padagos. Padagos lang. I think it's the sense of purpose. I don't know why, but even the smallest interaction with the kids makes me float. Sobrang nakakakilig. It's that instant gratitude and the way I can, touch lives. And I think it's pretty much a life-changing experience both for me and the kids. I am really excited to share this with you actually kasi we're doing the Brigada Pagbasa, #The Army Project, Accelerate Reading Mastery for Youth in collaboration with Learn with Army, formerly Army's Card. It was the organization behind the Help Build the Classroom project, and it will run until October 2021. And this project, the Army project that I mentioned, aims to improve the reading literacy of selected pupils from kinder to grade G, strengthen the value of school and community involvement, and of course, to promote the spirit of volunteerism. So, seeing the kids learning firsthand together with the volunteers, how their eyes glow when we teach them the alphabets, the sounds, their laughters, it's the most fulfilling thing. Teachers are considered the facilitators of learning, so we are not just here to provide mere knowledge. We're more than that. The focus of a 21st century teacher is on students by developing higher order thinking skills, effective communication, collaboration, and other skills that they need in the 21st century. And that the aim talaga po is to create globally skilled learners. We can't do this alone, especially with the pandemic situation. So we highly encourage the participation and cooperation of the parents.
Now more than ever, what we need is a certain kind of teachers. That kind that would lead their learners to just love learning, to just love being able to do something for their society and being able to offer their best service to their country.
Si Maria Pamela Capacete o Teacher Pam, Ate Pam mula sa Hope Builders Green Tracers, isang guro, kwentista at mambabasa. One of my earliest memories was in kindergarten. Natatandaan ko yung isang program sa school. I was dancing, singing with my classmates, them acting as the students, and then I was wearing the big shoes and big uniform of my teacher. I was acting as the teacher. During preschool, I have this memory. Yung kapag graduation year natin, you would go up the stage and recite, "When I grow up, I want to be blank." I remember saying that time, "When I grow up, I want to be a teacher." High school, I remember I have this fondness for helping my classmates review. There was this particular time that I had to help one of my classmates. And then sabi niya sa akin, "Alam mo, Pam, may gift ka in making things simpler." And I was somehow surprised. When I was asked, anong kukunin mo sa college, anong ipupursu mo, I chose education. I just felt like I was born for it. I chose to be a teacher. When I was in college, I was fortunate enough to be exposed early sa volunteer programs. Since first year until fourth year, I was usually there doing Tulay sa Pagbasa. That was a program that we were giving to the non-readers in a public elementary school. That was where I was first exposed about the other side of our education system. I saw harsh realities. I would see children who are already 10-year-old and they still cannot read. They still cannot recognize their letters. We also have those who are already grade 3 but still non-readers, the poverty that was pushing the children not to attend school anymore. So all these harsh realities, I came to know about them. It was fourth year college that I somehow felt devastated. I almost left the education field. I had this remedial reading class. I met Jay. Before assessing Jay and trying to build the program for him, we first talked to his teacher. And bago kami pumunta doon, somehow, hinanda ko na yung sarili ko sa kung ano yung malalaman kong kwento ni Jay. So I prepared myself for the worst. But then, the teacher gave me hope. Sabi ni ma'am, si Jay na nakakabasa yan, alam niya na yung letters niya. To my surprise, when I started assessing him, I first asked him, "Can you sing the Filipino alphabet with me?" I started to notice that he would pause or he would stop on certain letters. I took out my piece of paper with all the letters in there. Tapos sabi ko, "Jay, ituturo ni Ate Pam yung letra. Pangalanan mo para sa akin. Tapos ibigay mo yung tunog." Jay just took guesses. I felt betrayed. There was this teacher who gave me hope. To my surprise, I somehow recollected myself. Instead of feeling helpless, why don't you bring the solution there? Jay, ginawa namin siya ng reading program, binalikan namin yung teacher niya. We offered what we can to help Jay realize from that point on, okay, I have to start doing something to be my own leader and actually do something more than just teaching and extend it to other outreach programs. Bakit libro? Bakit pagbasa? Because at the heart of education really is reading. You give a child a book, you empower that child, you motivate that child to read, have fun with stories, and later on that child will get to imagine. That child will get to dream, and that child will find a way to excel and realize that dream. Hope builders, dream tracers. I had this idea, okay, I want to help as many J's as possible that I can. I want to bring out the readers there and give them the right materials. Being 19 only, a college student, and somehow still out of resources, what I only had then were my group of friends. We were always organizing Christmas parties for ourselves. In October of 2015, I just tried and asked them, instead na mag-Christmas party tayo for ourselves, we do an outreach program instead. The name itself, Hope Builders, Dream Tracers, we want to take part in building hope for our nation. Magkakaroon sila ng pag-asa na meron pa palang ikagaganda, ikauunlad, ikalalago yung ating bayan. The other side of it, dream tracing, we believe in the idea na nasa kabataan ang pag-asa ng bayan, and you bring hope to your nation if you invest on your children. And we believe that the best way to invest in our children is through their education. In October 2015, we had our gift giving, our storytelling and book giving program with 150 children. And it's also the inspiration for our flagship project. We call it Gabay Pangarap. In Gabay Pangarap, it's also twofold. We do the storytelling and the book giving side. Storytelling because its main goal is to motivate the children, to show them na nakakatuwa pala ang magbasa. May saya, may pagkatuto, may pag-i-imagine, at may laro dun sa pagbabasa. We want to show the children that you don't need to feel pressured when you are reading, especially if you're already late when it comes to reading. The other side of it, we do book giving. A non-negotiable in our organization is giving quality new storybooks published here in the Philippines. Before the pandemic, the last project that HBDT had was the storytelling session with the Taal evacuees. There we were tapped to deal with the psychosocial relief of the children affected by the Taal eruption. Somehow, that experience prepared the organization when it comes to responding to natural calamities and other crises in the Philippines. So that's what we did when the pandemic came in. Our projects were put on hold. We decided in 2020 to also extend our projects to different relief efforts. We were there with our Bayanihan projects to support the daily wage earners here in Laguna, other Bayanihan projects to support those who were affected by the typhoons in Rizal in November 2020. The biggest challenge that the pandemic brought to the organization was, of course, within our projects, where we usually do the encouragement of reading through our interactive storytelling. So obviously, hindi ka na pwedeng mag-conduct ng gathering during the pandemic. But of course, that did not stop us. So what we did, we transitioned to what we called Kinabukasan Project. We designed our Kinabukasan kits that can help the children really expand their reading experiences. We made sure to include a gabay for their parents or maybe for their guardians so they would know how to maximize the use of the books, how they can possibly do the storytelling. We initiated our door-to-door gift giving of Kinabukasan. A lot of parents were surprised. Marami sa kanila ay nagpapasalamat dahil nakikita rin nila, iba pala talaga yung mahika ng libro. Nagkaroon talaga kumbaga ng positibong reception doon sa kinabukasan project. Kadugtong nung aming kinabukasan project sa isang community, doon namin nabuo yung Lakbay Aklatan. So isa siyang rolling community library kung saan pwedeng manghiram yung mga bata ng libro pagkatapos ay sa susunod na linggo, ibabalik nila at makakapanghiram ulit sila ng panibagong libro. Kumbaga itong set A, ilalabas mo lamang yan ngayong linggo, tapos ay pag nahiram yan ng mga bata, ibabalik nila sa ikalawang linggo, pero yun ay itatago mo. Ang nakalabas para sa panghihiram ay yung set B ninyo. Napakarami kong natututunan sa bawat batang nakakasalumuhan namin sa Hope Builders Dream Tracers. Sa kanila mo makikita kasi yung ibang klaseng pag-asa, mga iba't ibang pagharang ng kahirapan, pero nagpapatuloy sila. Kaya kami rin, nagpapatuloy kami na kumbaga, simple man para sa iba yung pagdadala ng bawat libro, mahalaga siya at meron siyang saysay na nadadala sa mga bata. Ako naman bilang guro ay nagtuturo sa isang private school sa Alabang at ako ay isang junior high school English teacher. Kahit gaanong nakakapagod kasi yung pagtuturo, may ibang klase rin ng pahinga at paghinga siyang dinadala sa iyo eh. Nakaranas ako isang beses na ikinuwento ko lang sa aking grade 7 students kung ano ba ang Hope Builders Dream Tracers. Siyempre, ikinuwento ko rin ano ba yung realidad ng ating public elementary schools. At nagulat ako pagkatapos kong ibahagi yung kwentong yun sa aking mga estudyante. Isang araw during our flag ceremony, may lumapit sa aking isang estudyante. Tapos may iniaabot siya sa aking isang bag. Sabi ko, "Dear, ano ito?" Tapos sabi niya, "Ipon ko po yan, Teacher Pam." Sabi ko, "Dear, ang bigat naman ito. Bakit mo ibinibigay sa akin?" Yung isang bag niya ay punong-puno lang ng coins. Tapos sabi niyo po kasi ay nagdadala kayo ng regalong libro sa mga bata. Gusto ko po sanang magregalo din sa kanila. Kaya binigay niya sa akin yung ipon niya. Doon ko nakita how really powerful stories are and how really powerful a teacher can be when it comes to bringing our students to nation building. I believe the kind of teachers that we need right now are really the courageous ones who would be willing enough to extend their work outside the corners of their classrooms and really do more for their society. Sa napakaraming problema natin sa bansa, andun sa gitna yung edukasyon. Siya yung root ng problema, miseducation, lack of education, kumbaga tumutumbok sa lahat ng problema sa ating lipunan. And at the same time, nandun siya sa gitna, siya rin yung pwedeng magbigay ng solusyon.